What's up, bro? Today I'm gonna teach you about dopamine detox, why you should go on it, and why it will change your life. So, the first thing, what is a dopamine detox? A dopamine detox is a protocol which you follow that helps you reduce your screen time. It helps you to become more focused, restore your attention span. It helps you to be happier, and pretty much everything with mental health, it just helps benefit, right? It is a protocol where you try to reduce as much of the bad dopamines and the bad activities as possible. So that includes scrolling, video games, that includes gooning, that includes watching Netflix, that includes eating junk food, right? Any kind of bad habit which gives you like instant pleasure but is not good for you in the long term, that is classed as a bad dopamine. Good dopamines are like reading, going out with your friends, playing with your dog, having conversations with your parents, right? More of like the slower kind of things. And why this is such a relevant topic today is because all of these companies and all of these people have completely fried our brains to become addicted to the bad dopamines, right? TikTok and Instagram are constantly they have multiple, like hundreds of guys working on how to optimize the feeds as so you get as addicted as possible. They don't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit if you die tomorrow. They only want more people to use their app, and they will do anything to get that. None of these companies, none of these people give a shit about you, but you're there scrolling away, wasting your potential, ruining your mental health and your focus. That is why you should go on a dopamine detox. Now, how to actually detox? We will use the 80-20 rule where you think of all of the bad dopamines that you do, right? So let's say you scroll, you watch movies, and you watch a shit ton of YouTube, right? Break off 80% of these bad ones, only keep the 20 which are most enjoyable and the least harmful. So let's say an 80% 80-20 rule example would be that you quit scrolling, you quit Netflix, and you only keep like educational YouTube videos and like listening to music. The main thing you should do is deload social media and stop scrolling, right? That is the most detrimental habit, is swiping away on your phone. How would you do that? Well, you gotta replace it with something productive. You should deload it. You shouldn't like quit cold turkey because that probably won't work, right? You shouldn't use ad blockers because that also doesn't work. What you should do is try to deload the time linearly. So check your screen time on your phone if you have it on, right? Which you should. And check out how much time do you have on like TikTok and Instagram, right? Let's say right now you have like 3 hours per day on average, right? Tomorrow, you should aim for a little bit less. Don't try to aim for like 10 minutes because that won't work. That's not deload, that's quitting it almost entirely, right? And that doesn't work. You should take it slow. You don't have to rush this. There's no point because it won't even work if you rush it. You should take it slow. That's how you actually quit it, right? Let's say you had 3 hours, then aim for 2 hours and 45 minutes tomorrow, right? Then like 2 hours and 30 minutes. And let's say next week, your screen time or your TikTok time should be down to 2 hours, right? That's amazing. Then the next week after that, it should be down to an hour and a half. The next week, an hour, and the next week, half an hour, and you've basically quit it, right? You just gotta take it slow, in slow steps, deload it, and replace it with something productive. Productive things you can replace it with. You can try, obviously, learning a skill, right? You could try playing the piano. You could try learning a new language with Duolingo, right? Anything. You could try even like rapping, even freestyling, whatever. right? Just learning something is nice. Next, you should start going to the gym, right? If you haven't been going to the gym already, if so, you can skip this. But if you're not going to the gym, please start now. Just go to the nearby gym, enter, buy a day pass, and just go on one of the machines. It's progress, right? Just do anything. Just find a Jeff Nippard routine, right, on the internet, or like do something, bro. It like hacks your brain into loving it, right? The same way that video games have like linear or like easy to track progression with like levels and stuff. The gym has easy to track progression with like kilograms, like the weight you're lifting and like the reps you're doing, right? So your brain gets addicted to the progression, and it just helps you quit the other things because you have checked off this part of the brain, right? Another thing, another thing is reading. Now, reading may be extremely boring for you. It was for me when I was just quitting social media, right? Because your brain is not, used to it being so slow and not having like super fast scrolling spasm dopamine, right? Emotions. Another thing, going out with your friends or girls, great. It takes up a lot of time during the day and it's fun. So that'll help you really like check off the fun seeking part of your brain, which also is keeping you from quitting scrolling, right? Because let's say you have like a hike planned, like a full day hike planned with some of your friends, right? That's gonna be so fun. You're not even gonna think about your phone, right? It just also like helps you, kind of regulates your mind more, just spending time with like friends, like your tribe. It probably has some kind of ancestral, history behind it, or some kind of science shit. It just works. Just spend more time with them and you'll want to scroll less. Obviously, if they're retards and they vape, they scroll even when they're with you, that's different. But like if you have normal friends, then yeah, spend more time with them, have fun with them, do crazy shit, do stupid shit. So those are the ways which you can quit scrolling and get on a dopamine detox. Bonus tip is to create a routine, right? Like, you know how like in schools you have like timetables where you have like let's say 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. is like science, and 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. is like computer science, right? 10 p.m. to 11 is maths, whatever. You're gonna basically create that for your perfect day. So imagine your perfect day, right? Where you check off all the boxes. You don't scroll, you maybe work on a project of yours, you study, you go outside, you hang out with your friends a little bit, right? Like 2 hours, you go to the gym, you read, you meditate, you do everything perfectly, right? Well, obviously you have school, right? So you cannot, put stuff in the morning because that's not, doable. But think about your perfect realistic day, right? Even with like school. So let's say you wake up early, you smash out some work on one of your projects, or like you study, then you have school, right? Okay. And then you go with one of your friends to the gym after school, and then you do all of these different tasks. You are going to try to stick to this as best as possible. You come from home from school, you check your routine, and you're like, okay, right now I'm supposed to go study. So you go study, right? It takes off some of the mental, like challenge that gets you, the lack of direction that gets you into like scrolling and searching for comfort, right? Because you don't know what to do next. It's not gonna be perfect, shit is gonna happen, life gets in the way sometimes. You're gonna miss the bus, you're gonna come home late from school, right? It's okay. Just check the routine and be like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna miss reading today. I'm gonna meditate with like a couple minutes spare time I have, and then I'm gonna go follow the routine, right? You don't have to follow it 100% of the time, but even like following it like 40%, is gonna be way better than what you're doing now, which is not having any plan. I'll have like a image of my routine posted up. You can check it out. So let me give a little bit of a recap. The dopamine detox is a protocol to eliminate the bad dopamines, right? You probably know what those are. They're just bad habits that give you like instant pleasure, instant gratification, right? You're gonna try to eliminate those by replacing them with delayed gratification, productive activities, right? So let's say instead of scrolling, you're gonna go out with your friends. Instead of watching Netflix, you're gonna read a book. Instead of eating junk food, eat a nice dinner with your family, right? If you don't know me already, I'm Matias and I focus on teen health and mental health. If that sounds interesting, subscribe to this channel right now to join our movement. We'll change the world together. See ya.